In a nondescript pool in the middle of the island, our course on apnea training began. Joining up with Reynos Hayes and a few of the Billabong Hawaii team, Uncle Mike and I would begin to learn the vital tools of breath training.
For me, the whole thought process with the seminar was to educate myself so that I have an idea of what's happening in large surf situations and what I'm capable of on a personal level. To have the Moniz brothers as well as Moana involved in this was huge. With the kids, I figured if they started young, there's no telling what they could do. It's obvious that this is a tool, almost no different than any of the trainings that are going on these days, and it's a vital part of not only big wave riding, but just competence, I think, and knowing what your body is capable of.
The goal of this course is to teach proper techniques and exercises to increase your breath holding ability and to be familiar with all the symptoms and signs that tells us our body is close to shutting off. Once we hit the pool, it was all about applying those classroom theories to the water.
Pool drills, it was pretty interesting. I've never done anything like that before. My breath holding definitely improved. I was freaked out before. Stress apnea, where one of your partners will act like you're getting pounded by a wave while you're under the whole time.
I think it was just supposed to emulate disorientation, getting knocked around in big surf, and that feeling of you're not in control. That was one of the exercises that was by far the most comfortable for me. Not that I try and eat it and get flipped around underwater all the time, but...
Static apnea is like when you're just still and you're just trying to get as relaxed as possible, and then that's when you kind of could hold your breath, see how long you can really hold your breath.
For the dynamic apnea drills, we did a few extensive swimming workouts before trying to hold our breath as long as possible while swimming as far as we could underwater. A leash attached to our partners helped to simulate the force of a surfboard fighting against you in a wipeout situation. Next, we went into a few lessons in basic waterman's rescue technique to prepare for situations where someone needs help and you are the closest person to respond. The next step was taking what we learned in the pool and adapting it to the ocean at Waimea Bay.
One of the things that I really enjoyed about today was we went through some scenarios of what to do in a possible situation where someone blacks out underwater or comes up in convulsions, and not only how to hold them, but also how to try and protect their airway, protecting them during taking a hit or a tumble. I can't say that I would be the most effective at it, but I would have a lot more of an idea of what I'm supposed to do. In a panic situation, I might be able to slow down, take a few deep breaths, and be a little more clear-headed about what I'm about to experience, and hopefully be as effective as possible.
We finished off the session with some good old underwater rock running, which is perhaps the best apnea exercise to train for heavy surf events. After a few rock runs, our lungs were fully expanded and energized, and we were ready for some action.